Hey guys, this is Emma Verdun coming to you from the great state of Texas. Today I'm going to be answering the question, is it enough to simply provide your clients with a copy of the informed consent for them to read on their own, or do I feel it is necessary to read over the document with them? In short, my answer is yes, absolutely. I feel like it is necessary for the counselor to intentionally pursue time prior to working with a new client in their first session, for them to be able to discuss certain elements within the informed consent. In 2015, Michelle Wade, who's an ethics specialist with the ACA Ethics Department, wrote that research has shown that the therapeutic relationship contributes to 30% of the client's outcome. A positive and trusting therapeutic relationship begins with the informed consent. In 2007, Lutzgarden, Elkert, Cedarberg, Young, and Ho were able to take their research and inform 7 best practices for counselors to integrate into their informed consent. These 7 practices align with the ACA Code of Ethics that specifically speak to informed consent. You guys can go through and look underneath and see exactly what all 7 of those are, but right now I'm going to specifically touch base on the 6th recommendation, and that is to provide verbal explanations and allow questions. Their research shows that the explanation of informed consent should be considered more of a process than content-oriented. It should be possible for clients to revisit their consent document if they develop questions outside of just that first session. So this isn't a one-time thing. Like I said in my previous post, it is a fluid idea and a fluid concept. In 1986, McCarthy, Shaw, and Schmeck talked about learning styles, the effects of learning styles in a counseling session. And the reason that I'm using this to help inform my answer is in a classroom when you're teaching a plethora of kiddos from multiple cultures, being able to identify what their learning style is just helps you connect with them, and it helps them be able to connect with you and the material that they're learning about. So if that student is a visual learner, an auditory learner, a kinesthetic learner, all of those things I think you can begin to pick up on at the beginning of meeting that new individual or that new client. So watching them read that informed consent, how long does it take for them to go through it? What types of questions are they able to come up with to ask you? Or maybe you can tell that there's something that they want to say, but they don't quite know how to advocate for themselves yet. All of that is really good information to take in. And you can't get that information unless you allow the space and the time for there to be a verbal conversation over that informed consent prior to that first session starting. And I'm going to go back and tie it up with this one idea that I've learned from my husband. He is a criminal investigator here in Texas, and in the beginning of when I met him, he's always said this. When you're looking into a situation, a person, or a problem, every single thing that you observe, that you hear, that you talk about, that you watch, are data points. And those data points lead you to the answer of the problem. So utilizing this informed consent by not just giving it to the client, but also verbally going through it with them, is going to provide you with multiple data points, and it's going to get you guys well on your way to their journey of healing. So thanks guys, and I hope you have a great night.